COVID-19, the novel coronavirus, is all anyone's talking about at the moment. You simply can't escape it on social media, television, on radio, even on those regular phone calls that we're all having with our relatives with so much time on our hands amid quarantine, self-isolation and lockdown. But then there are those that have been able to actually benefit from the pandemic. We'll start with a more traditional example, those whose day job it is to really anticipate market trends and to predict a possible recession. So we'll take the example of a US hedge fund which turned a $27 million wager into a $2.6 billion windfall for its investors. On a smaller level, there are then those enterprising individuals that are able to provide content. One example is a fitness instructor in the United Kingdom who responded to the mass closures of schools in Great Britain following the coronavirus to contain the spread of COVID-19. This fitness instructor came up with some videos. Every day at 9 a.m. he would broadcast live to the nation and would help encourage young people, children that weren't able to attend school, to do some physical education, replacing their traditional PE lessons. This fitness instructor was such a hit, his content went viral, it was a social media sensation, that he garnered as many as 15 million views in the first week. This sparked interest from television networks, but he resisted the temptation to move on to television by saying he wished to stay true to his current broadcasting methods, namely via YouTube, with the idea that he could reach the largest possible audience via the online streaming platform. This fitness instructor then is clearly able to make a lot of money, not only through YouTube, whose advertising revenue stream is governed by very sophisticated algorithms, but essentially it boils down to the more hits you get, the more money you can make. But he responded to that, so cynics amongst you will be disappointed, by saying that he would donate all of the proceeds from YouTube advertising to the National Health Service in Great Britain. There are some more unsavoury tales. A pair of brothers in the United States, for instance, that decided to embark on a 2,000 kilometre round trip to stock up on certain supplies, hand sanitizer and hand wipes in this particular case. This was on the 1st of March, a day on from the first recorded death from coronavirus in the United States. A bit of foresight, perhaps, a little morbid also. These two brothers were able to secure bulk quantities of these two particular products, and initially it was a very successful cottage industry. The brothers were able to sell 300 bottles of hand sanitizer from prices ranging between $8 and $70. That was until the particular websites they were using to sell their products decided to shut them down. Amazon and eBay got wind of this particular nefarious practice and said enough is enough, so much so that the two brothers were left with 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer, a cautionary tale if ever there was one. Finally, to an example of an enterprising piece of broadcasting, a little bit closer to home. My other day job, besides being a conference interpreter, is that of a football commentator. Naturally, it's a sector, like so many, that has been hit very hard. The sporting calendar has been decimated by the cancellation en masse of a number of sporting events. This broadcaster didn't have any work coming in, so decided to direct his talents to commentating on everyday events, from dogs chasing one another in a park to people unwittingly, unknowingly being involved in a race to cross the road in a busy London street. These videos have proven very popular, they've gone viral, they've provided a lot of light relief, so much so that the broadcaster decided to respond by saying, given my dearth in earnings, given that I'm not able to be paid by broadcasters because there are no sporting events to cover, how about you contribute to my earnings by offering me the equivalent of a pint or a cup of coffee? rather novel approach to broadcasting some very popular content, and that is a particular way of monetizing those activities. 4 examples then of what people have been up to during the coronavirus pandemic. I shan't comment on the morality of these actions. That is for another day. Thank you very much.